History shows that there's generally a greater harvest during difficult rather than prosperous times. Shalom and greetings from Jerusalem. My name is Joan Lippis, hashtag Joni in Jerusalem, welcoming you to Lunchtime Prayer for Israel. Lunchtime Prayer for Israel is part of the Novea Ministries family. So don't forget to check out our website. I especially invite you to go to either Contact or Media and just explore. And don't forget to subscribe not only to my newsletter, maybe to our monthly prayer meeting, and certainly to our videos. It's just too important not to understand what is going on today, because it ain't going to get better. No. And that's why it's important to know what's going to happen, why it's going to happen, so you can do something about it. I remember a very, very dear friend of mine from England used to say, it's not what you know that counts, it's what you do with what you know. And here, we're not only trying to teach, but we're also trying to exhort people to pray with us for the salvation of Israel. Well, the title for today is A Great Harvest. That sounds good, doesn't it? Yeah. Now, as we heard in the teaser, during difficult times is when people finally turn to the Lord, and the biblical term is having a great harvest, when people come to faith in Yeshua and come into a relationship with God the Father. We're not talking about a harvest of wheat or corn, but of people. When people or nations come to the end of hope and are in absolute desperation, they look up and they call on the name of the Lord. And tribulation will bring the most unimaginable conditions, leaving people totally helpless and hopeless. And yet God, in His mercy through it all, God stretches out His arms, welcoming people to Himself. And that's why we want to read from Revelation chapter 7, verses 13 and 14. His elders answered, saying to me, who are these arrayed in white robes, and where did they come from? And I said to him, Sir, you know. So he said to me, these are the ones who come out of the great tribulation and washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. Sounds a little non sequitur there. Made them white in the blood of the Lamb. Well, blood of the Lamb is red. So how did that happen? How did they get to be white? Because all of their sins, which were actually black, if we want to color code all of this, the black sins, dipped by faith, of course, in the blood of the Lamb, become white, pure, like the snow. That's why we want to pray for a great harvest before, during, and I'm going to pause here for a minute because the next word may confuse you, and after the tribulation. Now, let me jump way ahead here, because once the tribulation is over, it's over, and everyone who has not come to faith in the Lord Yeshua, they're gone. God will rid the earth of the wicked, anyone who is not written in the Lamb's book of life, whose name is not written in the Lamb's book of life. But there will be people born after the tribulation. They will be born into the Messianic kingdom, and these people will have to make a decision themselves. So our prayer is a continual harvest, but preferably a greater harvest before, so people don't have to go through the tribulation, but definitely during the tribulation. Better that they die with Christ than die without. It's never too late. As long as you have breath, it's never too late. And that's why I just keep begging you and begging you and begging you more and more and more as the day gets closer and closer and closer. Beloved, make your decision for Yeshua today. And with that I say, Lehitraot. Shalom from Jerusalem.